Hello my friends and welcome once again. In this video I'm walking you through some of the Christian and Latin names that the Luyia people got the wrong pronunciation of them and ended up having a new breed of names. But before that, let's just have a quick background history on how this came about. In the book of Genesis, God changed the name of Abram to Abraham, Jacob to Israel, and Simon to Peter. This became tradition in Christianity, that to join Christianity one had to adopt a new name, and this name was to be a name of a saint. This saint whose name is chosen became a personal patron to protect, to guide, and even to be a heavenly intercessor for the person who bears his or her name. Now, from African tradition, way of worship, here we come to meet a new person called a saint. A saint is coming to replace what was in the previous formation, ancestor. In African tradition, we had also worshiping way, where we worshipped a supernatural being through intercessor, and the intercessor was an ancestor. The moment a child is born, was to be renamed after a family member who died or who passed on some years back, and that person became patron, became intercessor, protected and guided the newborn child. So the work or duties of ancestor are being handed over to a saint in Christianity. So let's look at animism. Animism is actually a belief that, or a belief in a supernatural being that exists in material universe. God that lives in things like mountains, trees, caves, lakes, and other things, even animals. Like for the Luyia people, they had their god who lived on Mount Masava. Mount Masava is the modern day or the current day Mount Elgon, and his name was Wera Hakaba. So Wera Hakaba is being now replaced with God in heaven, and ancestors are being replaced by a saint. So from animism, we had to undergo baptism. Baptism became an admission letter to Christianity. For you to become a Christian, you have to undergo baptism, and by being baptized, you adopt a new name of the saint. Initially, it was upon the church to choose for you the name, and it was hard and fast. There was no two ways about it. It was upon the church to decide, until the emergence of the Code of Canon Laws, specifically number 855, which gave the obligations of choosing names to parents. So it is nowadays upon the parents to present to church the name that they wish their child uses at baptism. Okay, as a parent, you present a name, and then the church confirms if the name is indeed in accordance to Christian teachings. You cannot use a name that is against Christianity. Let's say, for example, you cannot baptize your child with a name like Ibilisi or Shetani or Devil. You cannot use those names, or other names, or demon. You cannot use those names in Christianity. You cannot use those names that are against Christianity. So the parents produce, and the church confirms. That is what is happening even today. Now let's move to a new word here, and this word is anglicize or anglicizing. In a layman's language, anglicizing simply means making an English English. Now, if the word anglicize exists, I believe we can have the version of it in other language. Like Luyia, we can have the version of it which is Luyia size, or you can have Luo size, or Kamba size, or Swahili size, and so on and so on. But in this case, let's use Luyia size. So Christianity has come with the new names. We are unable to pronounce the way they should be. We tried and managed according to our ability, and by doing so, we ended up with new breeds of these names. So here I have some of these names that we couldn't pronounce the correct way, and ended up having a new breed of names. Let's start with the ladies, as usual, ladies first. And the first name is Agnes. I imagine we couldn't pronounce the name Agnes. We couldn't pronounce the name Agnes. So according to our ability, we managed to say it as Anyesi. So Agnes is Anyesi. Anyesi. We have Josephine. Josephine is Josephina. Josephina. We have Gertrude. Gertrude is Ketruda. Ketruda. We have Matilda. Matilda is Matilda. Matilda. We have Martha. Martha is Marita. Marita. We have Margaret. Margaret is Margarita. Margarita. And the short form of Margarita is Maggie. Maggie. We have Mary. Mary is Mariam. Mariam. Some shorten it as Amiri. Amiri. We have Elizabeth. Elizabeth is Lusaveti. Lusaveti. We have Lydia. Lydia is Ludia. Ludia. We have Eunice. Eunice is Inesi. Inesi. We have Perpetua. Perpetua is Perpetua. Perpetua. We have Bridget, not in Ghana. Bridget. Bridget is Biringita. Biringita. We have Electine. Electine is Lekitina. Lekitina. We have Mercy. Mercy is Marcelina. Marcelina. We have Delphine. Delphine is Dolofina. Dolofina. The short form of Dolofina is Adolo. Adolo. We have Pauline. Pauline is Paulina. Paulina. And the short form of Paulina is Apau. Apau. We have Lucy. Lucy is Lucia. Lucia. We have Godliver. Godliver is Codilifa. Codilifa. We have Gaudensia. Gaudensia is Cabudensia. Cabudensia. We have Judith. Judith is Idesi. Idesi or Udesi. Udesi. We have Susan. Susan is Susanna. Susanna. And the short form of Susanna is Susie. Susie. We have Sylvia, the Latin name for wooden forest. Sylvia is Sylvia. Sylvia. And now let's quickly move to male names. And it's like we have more male names than female. Maybe that is why we have some male names being used by females. Like now there's Valentine and which name is this one? The other one. Valentine and Angel. Angels are nowadays female names, but they were originally male names. Let's go to the first male name, and we meet the great apostle Paul. Paul is Paulo. Paulo. We have Gerald. Gerald is Gerardo. Gerardo. We have Thaddeus. Thaddeus is Tadeusi. Tadeusi. We have Theodore. Theodore is Theodoria. Theodoria. We have Trudeau. If you are from Canada, you know this. You are aware of this name. Trudeau is Trudea. Trudea. We have Cornelius. Cornelius is Coronolio. Coronolio. We have Kenneth. Kenneth is Canoti. Canoti. We have Moses. Moses is Musa. Musa. We have Francis. Francis is Franco. Franco. And the short form of Franco is Afura. Afura. We have Benedict. Benedict is Benedicto. Benedicto. And the short form of Benedicto is Abendi. Abendi. We have Dominic. Dominic is Domonico. Domonico. We have Silvanus. Silvanus is Silifuano. Silifuano. And the short form of Silifuano is Asili. Asili. Asili could be as well be the short form of Sylvester. Okay. We have Charles. Charles is Calori. Calori. And then we have Mark. Mark is Marco. Marco, the short form of Marco is Ama. Ama. We have Isaac. Isaac is Isaka. Isaka. We have Henry. Not Motego. Henry. Henry is Anerco. Anerco. We have Michael. Michael is Mukaili. Mukaili. And then we have Henry. Not Henry. Lambert. Lambert. Lambert is Lumbeto. Lumbeto. We have Nicodemus. Nicodemus is Lucodem. Lucodem. We have Gabriel. Gabriel is Gabrieli. Gabrieli. The short form of Gabrieli is Agebu. Agebu. We have Stephen. Stephen is Stefano. Stefano. The man who was stoned. We have Jacob. Jacob is Jacobo. Jacobo. We have David. David is Daudi. Daudi. The short form of Daudi is Adau. Adau. We have Ambrose, not Achier. Ambrose. Ambrose is Ambrosi. Ambrosi. And the short form of Ambrosi is Ambo. Ambo. We have Andrew. Andrew is Anderea. Anderea. We have Meshach. Meshach is Mishaki. Mishaki. And the short form of Mishaki is Amishi. Amishi. We have Augustine. Augustine is Agostino. Agostino. We have Edward. Edward is Edwardi. Edwardi. And the short form of Edward is Aidwa. Aidwa. So ladies and gentlemen, those are some of the names that I managed to compile together for this video. We have many of them, but I only managed to compile those ones. So if you bear some of this name and you visit Luyia, if you hear the pronunciation that I have just mentioned, just to know that you are the one. If you are Meshach and you hear Meshach, just respond. You are Elizabeth and you hear Elizabeth, know that you are the one who is being referred to. You are Martha and you hear Marita, respond. So let's end it. Let's end the video there. But let's keep the conversation going down in the comments. Until we meet in the next one,